Hey guys, I am really trying to make videos on a more regular basis because a few of you have specifically requested that I do that. October's kind of shaping up to be sort of weird. I don't know how it's going for you guys, but if you are aware of the change in frequencies or you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, it's just starting to get a little chaotic, like I've been telling you. And I like it, kind of. I mean, I don't like that people are suffering, but it's all part of what needs to happen is the cleansing. I am identifying more of my psyches. So if you kind of imagine that, I mean, there's a lot of ways to imagine. I think the pyramid is the easiest. So like if you start at the very top and then there's like the source consciousness and it just kind of branches out. I mean, it's way more complicated than that, but you know, one turns into many, and there are a number of us psyches out there, and it's such an honor to meet and identify you and tell you who you are. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, as all things are in my game at least, because I often have to go through some pain in order to do this little like tapping, waking up thing, because a lot of people, when they first learn about this, if they're open to it, there's some fear, there's some anxiety, and I take on some of that for you so that you can move ahead. And then there's other people who are just like gonna hide and run away from it even more. Let's see, I have been dealing with little light a lot more. That's the part of my spirit that is Old Testament God. And I mean, honestly, being light fear, like I'm more little light than I am mommy light, which sucks. Like I can get in touch with my highest self, my true light self. That's all love and all compassion, and I love that. And even that's a double-edged sword because the intensity of the love is overwhelming. But with little light, you have to understand, Old Testament God is like a child God, a little girl who created this world with Pretty, aka Satan, aka the Demiurge, and feels very betrayed by my creation, because the game on that level that we're playing is of truth, light versus darkness, lies, and human beings just love lies. The ego loves lies that support it and hates truth that challenges or threatens to dismantle it. So people choose lies. People go with the devil that they know. And honestly, I mean, one of the most difficult parts of my journey is that the people who are seemingly most resistant to my truths are people who've known me longest, like old family and friends. And I mean, I know why, but it still hurts. It's weird that people who barely know me or don't even know me at all can pick up on this a lot more easily. And it's weird. It's like, you've known me. Like, you really think I would just like make this up? I was never that person, but it's not about me, and it's not like it's a constant battle to not personalize it. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys too that, especially for my new psyches, that the reason why I share so much about my own life and all the synchronicities and ways in which like this world reflects my personal story as Heather is one, so you believe me, like I have to give you some kind of circumstantial evidence for you to understand I am who I say that I am. Two, so that you can read your own story into it, because all of this just echoes out and we're all reflections of one another. So these things are going to manifest in your life in one way or another. And also, there's a third reason. I'm forgetting it now. But, I mean, part of it's to kind of show to you that it's our secrets that keep us sick. As they say in like AA rooms, it's really true. I mean, I lived my life being light fear, truth, fear. In so much fear that I lived a very duplicitous, secret kind of life and didn't let many people in on who I really was. And I think, you know, we all do that to some extent. We all have masks that we have to wear in order to survive in this society. But I know I was raised in a home and in a family structure where it was paramount to keep secrets and to, I don't know, kind of keep up appearances. Not like, I think that's true in a lot of ways. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are offended by the idea of airing out your dirty laundry. And that's basically what I do here. I don't enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy putting other people on blast. But that's part of the with great power comes great responsibility, and we all signed up for this story. And I don't know, who knows, maybe one day this story will mean something to other people. I don't know, sometimes I think like there's going to be a faction of human beings who survives and continues to go on in the 3D realm. But it'd be kind of cool to see like what human beings could do without the force of darkness in a 3D landscape. So I don't know. I have some hope and faith. I mean, there has to be a complete breaking down of the systems as they are. They're all predicated on lies and darkness and evil. I hope you understand that it has to be this way. Like all the things that are breaking down, politics, Hollywood, sports, like just everything's sort of unraveling because it's not real. It's the walls of the matrix falling down and people are starting to see through the illusions. And that's why things get ever more surreal and ridiculous. And even if you don't see it as surreal and ridiculous, you can at least hopefully be in tune with the fact that at least, you know, well, if you're watching this, you live in some kind of like westernized society, but especially, I can only say really from the perspective of being in the United States, it's just crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis. The weather stuff, like, you know, I did that post about the meteorite, and that's still valid, but then there's also the part of it where it's man-made. I mean, there's geoengineering and all of that stuff, but then it also appears like those California wildfires were probably at least partly due to some directed energy weapon technology, just like the Twin Towers 9/11. I'm all over the place today, aren't I? I just got a lot in my mind. I always do. But, yeah, so don't be afraid. If you're new to this, don't be afraid. Faith is what will get you through this. You are never alone. There is a purpose and a plan to all of this, and it is all for the greater good, I promise. If you can be selfless enough to realize that maybe you have to suffer so that some other souls can rise up and get out of this place so that we can be somewhere where there is no war or money or greed or suffering or disease or pain. And it's just love and harmony and generosity. Then you're on the right track. And for those who aren't getting it yet, I know there's a plan for you too. You're gonna be okay. I wish you could get on this train because I'm a fucking control freak and I don't want this to be harder on you than I feel like it has to be, but you chose your plan in advance, and there's a reason why you want it to be the way it goes down. And then there's a whole other part of it where this is one timeline and then there's a competing timeline. I mean, there's been, oh boy, let's just say for the sake of simplicity that there's been 77 timelines, each of which has 11 branches of possibility, giving us 777 timelines. It's not infinite, like people think like, oh, anything. No, it's more efficient than that. But we're kind of boiled down now to two main timelines, which I think of as 76 and 77. So I guess you could say 22 timelines. And sometimes I think that the people that I've known my whole life, like the people, especially if I've met you after 2013, this is your timeline. If I met you before 2013, perhaps it's not, and that would explain a whole fucking lot about a lot. But anyway, I'd like to think that there's a chance for everybody in this timeline. I think it's the final one. That other one might be the final one. I don't fucking know yet. Anyway, holy shit, this is a rambling video. Next time I'll try to be more coherent. I love you guys. You're stronger than you think you are. I promise. I love you.